Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I hope you guys will join me in making this cute little crochet summer top. Nice and easy, quick little top tutorial. First with materials, we're going to start off with a 4mm hook, some scissors, and weight 4 yarn. You want to start by chaining the height from the bottom of your breast, your cup size, to the middle of your breast. For me, this was only 10, but I suggest measuring on your own body. So you can see me measure from the bottom to the middle. Now you're going to start off with a single crochet in each chain. I like to chain one and then go into the second chain. And we're going to do this before each row. Now chain one and turn your work, and we're just going to single crochet in each stitch. Once you finish the row, you go into the top of the chain, or was where you start to make the triangle, and you're just going to put 3 single crochets and 1 singular gap on top. So you can see me go back into the same gap, insert my hook, struggle to insert my hook, and put 2 more single crochets. Total of 3. Then you keep going in the same direction and you insert a single crochet down the back of the chains. Instead of going on the regular side and turning your work, you just keep going down on the back chains. Now chain 1 and turn your work, and you keep repeating the same process where you single crochet in each stitch until you get to the top one and you put 3 in the top one. And you're just going to keep doing this until the cup size covers the amount you want. Whether you want more coverage, less coverage, big cup, little cup, whatever you want. Just fit it to your size. Repeat the process for the other cup. Now we have the two cups fitting this so nicely, and we're going to start by making the body. You're going to want to make a chain from your armpit and covering even part of the back. The double crochets, after you crochet them, make it a little more stretched out than you started with, so you also want to take that into consideration. Mine ended up being way too big. Basically, you're just going to start with a chain, and you can see I'm going to measure it up against my body, and you want to add how wide the cup is and how wide the strap or the back part should be. So you don't want it touching your full back because we want enough open back so we can crisscross in the back. So you want to leave a little less chains. So what you do is you just have the chains on your hook and you insert it in the bottom part of the triangle. Not one of the sides that we were crocheting on before, but the bottom part. All I do is just slip knot that in by putting it in and just pulling it through. Next, I single crochet in the bottom gap all the way across the cup. Put one single crochet in each one all the way across. And then as soon as you get to the next cup, you're just going to keep single crochet. No slip stitch, none of that. I just single crochet across. You see, when I get to the next cup, I struggle to insert my hook, and then eventually I just single crochet into the gap of the next one, making sure that it's more of the rough edge is on the bottom, and single crochet across. Once you're at the end of the other cup, you start to just chain the same number of chains you started with so that each side is equal. Now you're going to double crochet into each one of the chains and stitches we made all the way across. So that includes the chains we made on the outside and the single crochets we made in the cups. To double crochet, you just loop over one and then pull through two and then pull through two. Now you do 9 more rows, 10 total of double crochets in each stitch. If you want your body part, if you want it to not be so cropped or want it even shorter or longer, you want to add more or less rows. This is just going to be the length of your body and basically the whole top, depending on how many double crochet rows you make. Once you've finished all that, we're going to start to make our straps. So you just want to cut the end off and tie a knot before making the straps. So I like to create a slip knot and then insert my hook into the top corner of the triangle, and then I pull the slip knot through. Don't want to pull it all the way through, but just enough through, and then chain 1. And then if you pull the end, it tightens it nice. And then you want to begin to chain 125 to 175. You can measure this on your body before even cutting it to see how long you want it to be. Sometimes people like it when the ends, they have a longer bow tie in the end. And sometimes you just don't want to make it too short, because you have to remember not only is this crisscrossing to tie in the back, but it also has to go over our shoulders. Then you just want to repeat the strap for the other side. Making sure everything's on the right side, you fold the things in the back, and you want to start by putting the opposite. You're going to be crisscrossing. So you pull the opposite side to the other side in the 10th row, which is basically the top corner. And then you're going to count and you're going to pull it through the 5th row. You can see I left some space so that it's easier when I put it on later. It's not going to be too much. And just continue to do this for both straps, making 2 X's and zigzags in the back, making sure the sides are nice and even, and just loosening them up so that it's easier to put it on later. And then you're all done. Thank you so much for joining me today to watch this tutorial. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope it came out beautiful and nice. Thank you.